Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to unbox Viking Raiders by Morten Bilcliffe, published by Neowulf Games. This is a game for 2 to 5 Vikings, ages 9 up, which plays in about 45 to 60 minutes. And before I open up the box, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That really helps the channel, very much appreciated. And also please check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below. Supporters of my channel get a number of perks, and you can save up for the Board Game Heaven enamel pin as well, and you also get early access to my channel, your name in the credits, and access to Patreon exclusive content. With that out of the way, let's open up the box. Alright, Viking Raiders, which has won the UK Games Expo Awards 2023 for Best Card Game. It's action, strategy, and mayhem game. Alright, so it comes in a very compact box. On the back you can see some of the cards here and the stuff you do. You are a merciless Viking chief on a mission to get the biggest navy, the largest clan, and the most loot. And I, of course, picked an appropriate mat to unbox this on. So let's quickly open it up. First of all, we find how to set up and play the game, which is a fold-out booklet. Let's see. All right, so there we go. This is the whole thing. It says that has the contents here. Viking Raiders, a bit of a explanation. Separating the decks, deciding the game length, setting up the market, chief cards, Viking cards, and who starts. On the back, you have the aim of the game, what happens during a turn, buying market items, trading for resources, playing an action, raiding, abilities, winning, and an example layout. So that's that. And then there's another booklet, rule and card reference. Right, so this is a reference, and there's even a learn to play video there. So if you want to check that out, that's where you find it. And this has, let's see, the key terms, some things that you need to know, like at random. There's victory point requirements, stealing, if 2 or more players win, a 2-player variant, playing with chiefs. On the back here we have the card references, so if you want to know exactly what a card does, or if it's unclear from the card itself, you can find all of that explained here. Alright, so that's very handy. Then there's another leaflet here for first-time players. Skull and welcome. Skull. Do not shuffle before your first game. Right, because you can start playing right out of the box. Because the cards are set up for a first-time game and how to play. It kind of teaches you as you play. That's very handy. And this is what you do that first game. But we will have a look at the cards, so let me open up this pack. All right, let's see here. Again, you want to learn how to play the game. There are setup videos, how to play videos, an alphabetical detailed card lookup, card and rule translations, and more if you just go there. There's an Arctic clan variant as well for 2 players. Yeah, that's just what they call it. All right. So I'm gonna have to keep these in order. So these are a bunch of cards. Let's see if they have different backs or if they are all the same. It does look like it. So let's flip this deck around. So there's resources, and there's things that will give you a resource. Of course, you got your Vikings. Very classical art. Kind of looks like, you know, the earlier 90s games like Catan and stuff like that. Which, yeah, is kind of nostalgic. So, yeah. Midsummer Madness. Alright, so, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Dawn Raid. Berserker. Yggdrasil. Jormungandr, the worm, a ghost ship, night raid, dawn raid, harvest festival, all kinds of cool Viking related stuff. Buried treasure, Fenrir, nice. There's a reference sheet in the middle here. Okay. Market Fire, Skirmish, Freya's Fortunes. All right. Njord's Plunder, The Curse of Valhalla. Really cool. All right, so that's the first deck of cards right there. I'll put those back in the way I found them. And then the second pack of cards. Right, so this has the quick setup 1 of 3. Quick setup 2 of 3. Setting up the market. And 3 of 3. Chief cards, Viking cards, and winning. Victory conditions. Here there's these chief cards. Hakon Sigurdsson and Sigrid Storöde. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sorry if I butcher the names. Harald Bluetooth. Ah, yes, we know that name. Lagatha. Lots of very familiar names. Raid Protect. Now with these cards. All right, so we have a bunch of those. Do they all have? Yes, they all do have the same backs. So let me put these aside and quickly go through these as well. So we have clans here, Fortress, Navy, another clan, Village, Navy Fleet, Loot Cache, Snekja, Navy, Clan, Loot, Drakar, Settlements, Jewelry, Armory, all kinds of stuff. More loot, settlements. All right, so yeah, that's what's in this deck. We have an ability even, Surge of Strength, a Longhouse, Stormy Seas. Ooh, something happens when you draw that card. Ragnarok, another ability, Guile, Efficiency, and they're all color coded, so that makes it easier to recognize them as well. Here's a market card. Leadership, an ability. Here they are, ability cards will now appear in the market. So yeah, you're going through this deck for your first play. Trading, victory point requirements. All right. Well, good. There we go. That's that deck of cards, and they have a nice card tray in the box, so you can basically just either leave it like that, or, which is perhaps easier, take this out and put that on the table, because now you have these holes here, so you can easily draw a card right from this, and that is very handy. I always appreciate it when an insert is functional. All right, let me put these back in here, and those are the contents of Viking Raiders. And that's what's in a box of Viking Raiders by Neowulf Games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel. And please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.